Alright, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and during my Saturday 6 p.m. Central board game stream, I'm going to be showing you some more Star Wars X-Wing. Haven't shown you some X-Wing stuff in a while, so here we are. I actually got this new expansion, I want to say probably like a month or so ago, so I was waiting for a time to show this in a stream. Really excited about this because this is actually the newest and first huge ship that's new that came out for X-Wing 2.0. And this is the Trident class assault ship, which is huge. It's squid-like. Apparently you can use it for multiple factions, and it has alternate game modes, including a solo assault the ship, I believe is what it sounds like. We'll get into it, see what all this madness is all about. And check it out. So this will be an unboxing video of the Trident class assault ship for X-Wing 2.0. And if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on here at twitch.tv/Ismortah. Videos will be found here as well as on YouTube at Shadow Balance Games 24 hours after the stream. And then you can catch updates to what the content's going to be in the schedule by checking me out on Twitter at Shadow Balance. All right, let me get the chats up, and then we'll get the unboxing on. Cool. You take a swig. So one of the problems with historically with huge ships is the rules around huge ships in 1.0 were, you could tell, total afterthought. They just like, hey, let us make it, but they never made tournament rules for it, and because of that, I don't think they ever like properly balanced. And there was a lot of situations where you're trying to play the game against huge ships, they have these parking lot situations because they have too many squadrons, too many ships, and that's why you see when you get the what is it called, Epic Battles expansion, that gives you all of the rules on how to do huge ship battles. Whereas the huge ship conversion kit converts the 1.0 ships to 2.0. And this is the first new 2.0 ship. So that's separate. It'd be exciting to see how those rules play and actually be able to do a versus huge ship or huge ship versus huge ship battle, which would be fun. But yeah, let's see what's in this box, what it offers as far as upgrades and pilots, personnel, and rules updates. Obviously, there are recent rules updates. If you check the current state of affairs with atomic mass that I know people are on the fence whether they like or don't like. I'm not getting into that jargon. I'm just talking about, hey, what cool content does this add to being able to experience huge ship gameplay? Right. So let's open this bad boy up. Here's some other cool shots. The ship. Here's the back of the box, which kind of it actually does a good job of the 411 and what it's all about. Co-op experience, custom games, versus that it offers, other than the fact that you can use this obviously in a epic battle, and shows you kind of scale, the huge bases, preview of the cards, which is cool as far as advertising. So like if you're new to the game, you're just like, hey, this is a cool model, but what do you do with it? Boom. All right. Anyway, but yeah, this is for the Separatist, as you see by the connotation here. But it could also be played by the Scum and Villainy. I believe there's a version of that as well. So, and like I've done on when I did the Fury of the First Order, I'm probably most likely going to keep the plastic. I'm not going to keep in the cardboard crap. That's not gameplay stuff. But I'm probably going to keep the plastic just because it's great for snug holding the ship. So you can pack in a suitcase and it won't jumble around sort of thing. Sup, Nacris? Alright, that's the best way to get this open. So I really don't care about tearing this open because like I said, I'm not going to keep the box, but I'm going to keep the plastic. So yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big squid. And here's all the cards. And like I did last time, I am going to choke. I think I'm going to keep, even though I already said what I was going to keep and not keep, these space cardboards because it's actually a very interesting backdrop I could do for some board game ideas that I have as a prototype. So maybe I will just hold on to it for a sec. All right, anyway, what all we got here? We got ton of cards, ton of stuff, and stuff, and stuff, and stuff. All right, so we have tokens, more range for shooting, which is always great because I always manage to bend these because they're just long cardboard. It's a very awkward piece to just store anywhere without breaking it. I still haven't found a great solution for just transporting the fucking any long pieces, whether it's Legion or X-Wing, these long fucking cardboard pieces. So if you have a solution for that without getting this broken, definitely let me know. I think the solution might be just having it on a piece of plastic like this to keep it straight instead of on stuff where it could bend. Anyway. We got a bunch of tokens, and I'll zoom in, of course. Got a bunch of cards. This is the plastic, the cardboard I'm bitching about. But I have to say, even though I'm bitching about it, I do like how they cosmetically changed it. So now when you shoot farther away, you see the shot kind of arc. That's kind of fun. So it just... graphically, you could tell the difference between 1 and 3 just by how the shape looks without having to look at the number. I just think it's cool. This really supplements. Well, anyway. Huge ship rulebook. This is just the rules on how to play a huge ship in general. The rules for it. And then this is all of the campaign and new stuff that this expansion adds. So how to play huge ships, and then all the new content that the Trident upgrade brings, including the ship itself, the unique campaigns you can do, and new rules that it adds to the game. Which, at a quick glance, it's see new rules adds Limited 2 and Limited 3, which you might have seen in other Star Wars games before. It just means that it's max 2, max 3 of certain cards for how many stars you see. All right, so anyway, let's get to the funnest stuff, which is Bad Boy himself. So I thought this was a pretty cool looking ship because I was into the whole Arkham horror, and then I'm into Star Wars. It's kind of like a combination of both worlds. It's a gigantic fucking squid ship, essentially. Which looks like its appendages also move, so that is fun. But let me try to get out without breaking it. Let's see what moves. Or did the arms not supposed to move? No, the arms? Not entirely sure, so I don't want to... No, these two arms look like they move. Do these two? No. These two look like they move. Alright, I get some good shots here. So again, this is the Trident class assault ship. You can see here, it's probably where the cockpit is, where you see the eyes. And then there's smaller cockpits you see on this in between here. And then all around the mouth, I mean the head of it per se is all these small turrets. So it's got a lot of damage you could do in the front, it looks like. And then I wouldn't be surprised if this is a huge cannon or something in the back, whatever this is. Or maybe it's a harpoon for shooting into ships and reeling them in, not sure. And then I also want to be surprised if these arms don't latch on the ships also, like some magnetic grab. That is the ship in a nutshell. Let's see if there's anything else noteworthy. It looks like there's a... I keep saying afterburners, but like exhausts at the ends of each of these little spokes here inside. Whereas along the edges here are all glowing blue things. So it makes me think of some sort of like I said, some ion tractor beam type stuff, maybe for grabbing ships. We'll find out. But definitely a shit ton of guns in the front. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. We already talked about this guy. And why it gives you this, because typically you only have range like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever it is, and this goes to 5, so this could shoot really far. Okay. I won't bother getting this out. You know what it is? This is all the plastic for the game. You have the base for the huge ship, and then the huge ships also have their own unique movement ruler, as opposed to the cardboard ones you use for all of the, basically every other ship. How it moves is the same way. You just use a different type of ruler to do it. And then plastic for holding the ship. We'll do the rules and stuff last. I won't go through it, but I'll just like gloss over types of stuff. We'll see. All right. I'm not gonna bother getting this out, but this looks like this is all the cardboard. Maybe I'll at least just separate so you see all different types of cardboard. Looks like there's 2 layers here. Well, before I get it out, though, I will show you, here's the movement dial. See, there's one for Separatists and one for Scum and Villainy. And, but the movement's the same. It's got a lot of different movements you can see. They're unique, especially when you look at the symbols. Like, yeah, it's got some ways to gain stress, ways to lose stress, which is, green versus red. But you see also got some actual full stops. He's got like one. We'll have to see if that's. I mean, after you do movement, you do stop. So it's got a 0 movement, 0 turns that can just rotate. I don't know what this one is with the square, and then what I thought was a stop. Have to see if we can't get more information on that. But a lot of different choices for how you can move, and that's what's the whole thing about this game is dogfighting. And if you haven't seen this before, this is new for huge ships as well. You have this tracker for, and actually this might also be just in the core 2.0, because I haven't actually played with 2.0 rules yet. But you have the tracker here for what your shields are versus how much, I believe this is energy you have for your ship. So you can track the numbers there without having to have a pile of tokens. You can just modify that counter, which is a quality of life improvement. Here you can see on the back here before I get it out, in case it falls out. Wait, well, one, it's got some cool looking missiles, if that's what these are. These are missile tokens. But here's the birth of its guns. It looks like it's a shot is 8. Don't quote me on what this means because I haven't looked at the rules here in a long time. And this its arc it can shoot. It's got a focus fire arc, but that's what's same with like all ships. So when you modify, you can know how to use it. Like this is the focus fire arc. It's wide arc. For its shot, and the yellow is where it can shoot. And it looks like X, maybe that means it can't shoot anybody right in the center there. Oh no, that's because it's where the base is, because it goes into here and here. Yeah. Anyway. Like I said, I'm not going to get into the conversation about the rules on what has changed when we first went to 2.0 or the current rules changes since we went to Atomic Mass. But there's a lot of cool ways they improved the UI just playing the game. That is what's cool. I'm not necessarily a fan of, like I said, the upgrade cards on the format to how it looks, but how they changed the look and the UI for the pilots and for majority of the tokens you interact with the game. It's definitely largely improvement still. Like, let's see what these two are. Yeah, just double-sided. As you can see both sides. Oh, it looks like that's a turret. So it must have a, yeah, it has a couple different turret options as well, so you can aim guns, which might be these forward guns here. Interesting. Anyway, so here's all the tokens. Next up, I'll show you the cards. I'm not going to get into the gameplay of the cards, because like I said, this is an unboxing video, not a talk about the meta strategy, which would be an interesting future stream, or showing example gameplay. This is just unboxing, show you what you get. All right, so I'll show you, yeah, there's a ton of cards. It looks like they also included a damage deck. So what's interesting is typically when you get expansions, all the core cards you need are in the core game. But I guess they didn't want someone to have to get the epic expansion to just play a huge ship. That's what they got to play the older ships with the conversion kits. It looks like they actually gave me not only the rules for how to play a huge ship, but also the damage deck. So I don't even think you need, if you get the Trident class assault ship, I don't think you need the epic battles expansion, because I think you have everything you need to play huge ships, including the rules. All right, so I'll show you that first since I was talking about it. This must be a different type of card. Like, there's damage decks, but then there's a different type of card that looks like it's different maneuvers and actions. Oh, it might be the AI deck. Yeah, that'd be my guess. Okay, anyway. So this is the damage deck for a huge ship. And I'll just show them to you. So I have turret disabled. Hey, let me get some more lighter. All right, it's better. We have turret disabled. And I have 10 of those. There's also a lot of turrets. Then I have drive damaged. You get 10 of those. Controls disrupted. Oh, another thing I noticed, you get 8 of those. Is even though it says controls disrupted, I think that's the type of area the type of system you've damaged. But then those there was variance, so I'll circle back, and then you have 2 bridge hits. And there's 2 of those. But yeah, circling back, when you see a lot of controls damaged, yeah, there was panicked crew. But then you also have a few of those. But then you also have exploding consoles. And you have a few of those, and then you also have a few of crew shaken. Going back on, sandwich damage, drive damage. There was stabilizer damaged. You got a few of those. Power surge. A few of those. Because like I said, the whole point of this is unboxing, so you know exactly what's in the box. So I don't want to gloss over and make it think like you get 10 of exactly the same card, which is not true. Engine coolant link. A few of those. Now you got damaged circuitry for turret disabled. A few of those. Actually 5 of those. You got a lot of those. Scrambled orders. A few of those. And hull rupture. 2 of those. So that's the damage deck. All right, next, and again, I'll have to look at the rules to see here. I believe this is the AI deck, because you look at the back and it looks like maneuvers, plotting, mapping. It looks like a bunch of different maneuvers. That's what it looks like. Each of the cards are different. You have lunge forth. And Delphi, if you want to read, you can always pause when you look at this video in the future. That's why I'm not spending much time to let you read, because you can always pause and look back. So there's 2 of those. Retreat 1. Reposition. Cautious approach. And aggressive sweep. All right. So when you look at this, it's got 6 cards. So 1/6 of the time you'll be doing lunge forth. Or I should say 1/3 of the time you'll always be lunge forth maneuver. Whereas, God, math. 1/3 of the time you'll be doing lunge forth. 2/3 of the time you'll be doing something else. Because there's 6 cards. Blah. All right. All right. Next I'll show you, it looks like these are builds for the different variants. So we have, well, I'll just show the different builds. They all kind of have the same name, which is weird. And make it easier to know which one of these you're going to use if they gave it unique identifier. But anyway, here's all different builds pre-made. What's cool about these is if you play certain rules, something that say just use a build, all you have to do is look for all those cards. You don't have to do points math. You can just look for those cards and you know this satisfies what you need to play, which is pretty cool. So these are different builds. Those 2 builds for Scum and Villainy. These are, now I have 3 builds for Separatist. Because X-Wing, if I recall, for the new rules, they do all the points and shit online. That way they can modify the points whenever they want and not break what's on any of the cards, which is a great idea as far as being able to constantly update the game. What's bad about it is it means that I need to reference online stuff in order to ever do a build, is what's inconvenient. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. But if you have one of these, you can say, hey, I want to make this build, and if you play with any one of these, it satisfies your total, then there you go. All right, so those are builds. Now we get to the nitty-gritty. We have all the fun upgrades and weapon systems and pilots. And what's cool is unless this says it's only on an epic ship or a function of an epic ship, then you can actually do whatever you want. And when I showed you that red icon before, I think I misspoke with the balancing. Like, one was shields, the other one is maybe it's how much damage you take. Because energy for the ship, as I'll show briefly for this guy, it's the purple symbol. That's energy, which is consistent with 1.0. Okay. All right. We're going to start, though, with the weapon systems. I'm probably using the wrong word, but it's what they look like. All right, so we have turrets. And 4 of those. The only difference is the turret number. And then also have tracking torpedo. I guess that's what that missile looked like. It can read when you screen grab or pause on what those do. And that's the symbol in the back. It's like I'm probably using the wrong word, but like a weapon system. Which is probably stuff you use when you do campaigns. Because I don't recall you being able to do that. Or it's other stuff that's in the battle. Like that's in the, I want to say episode, but the scenario that you're doing. That there's enemy turrets or missiles or objects or other ships, right? All right. So it looks like according to this, there's only 2 pilots, but then there's a bazillion upgrade cards. So I'll show which we got. Oh, that's true. There's 2 pilots because you have 2 factions. So for the Separatist, we have the Colicoid Destroyer. Designed by the Colicoid Creation Nest and equipped with powerful tentacles and a massive drill to tear through the hull of even the toughest starships and fortifications. Okay, so the centerpiece is a gigantic drill. So it just like captures the ship with its tentacles and it just physically drills through the ship. No blasters needed, or missiles, or bombs. You just drill into it. And it says, the Trident class assault ship is a terrifying testament to the threat posed by the Separatist Alliance. It's got a tractor grasp. After you perform a tractor tentacles attack that hits, the defender gains 1 tractor token. Yeah, so these are tractor beams. They're like on the tentacles. And so I see here all different stats. You see on the bottom are the different maneuvers and what statuses happen when we do those different maneuvers and effects. Then on the bottom is the different traits to your ship. It's weapons, it's dodge, it's hull, shield, and firepower. And then the number on the upper left is its initiative. All right. Next up here we have the Scum and Villainy. It says Lawless Pirates. This one's a pretty cool picture because you see it grabbing onto a vessel. That's pretty cool. It says the Separatist Alliance has close ties with certain mercenaries and criminal groups. And as the war rages on, its technology sometimes finds its way into unsavory hands. So it looks like the stats on this ship are identical for each one. It just gives you it so you can play as one faction or the other, which is cool. All right. Next we have upgrade cards. And again, a general overview of upgrade cards, how they work, as far as I remember. This tells you special restrictions. This tells you the type of upgrade it is. And so if your ship, can only use certain types of upgrades, this tells you that it takes up one slot of that upgrade, or you need that slot in order to do the upgrade. And then on the right is the ability that the upgrade allows you to do. So I'm not going to read through all the minutia because this is getting to like the strategy of the game. But I'll let you read it and I will show you what all these cards are. Here we got, the main dude. We got General Grievous. So that's cool. You can add him as a pilot. Well, as a passenger, I should say. Hondo Onoka. Right, butchered the name. Marduk. Riff Tamson. Stalwart Captain. Strategic Commander. And you see this, that's energy. Not energy as in a huge ship, energy as in just general energy for ships, which is two separate things. One is like energy for the ship, whereas the other one is more, they kind of are both energy. You have to look at the rules for exactly what it is, but like the purple is unique to the ship. It's like systems. Zealous Captain. Tracking torpedoes. Tracking torpedoes. That looks cool. It seems like that must be different from homing. Homing torpedoes, you have to have a target. Maybe these are kind of like you to shoot them into space and they just look for targets. That'd be cool. Ion cannon battery. I just glossed over the card. I could be totally incorrect. Ordnance tubes. Point defense battery. So already one thing I think honestly is bad design is if you already have a precedence that you have pictures on one side and the text on one side, don't fucking mix them up like that. Like maybe they're doing that so you know it's only for huge ships, but there's a lot of cards here that are only for huge ships based on restrictions, and just it makes it fucking ass when you're trying to sort cards and see what you have. And now you can't see the symbols, right? It's bad design. Like I said, I loved improvements to the UI for the tokens and for the pilots, but man, these upgrade cards, not a fan. And it's really just the layout. Like I'm a fan of like how they do the information here, but just like the fact that keep all the cards the same orientation and they're going back and forth, and this looks like just a waste of card space. We could have just had a small card. Or it could have been tracked on the back. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, maybe that's why. Because it goes offline. Okay, that's why. They did that because when you use it, it flips. It goes offline. Oh. Okay, so maybe they're not as stupid as I thought. They're just making use of what they got. So this, when you use it, and go offline. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. That's pretty cool. Make most use of space without having to do a offline token or something. All right. That way you just flip it. All right. Targeting battery. Offline. Tractor Tentacles. Tractor Tentacles offline. So I'd assume these could be offline either because you use it or more likely when someone destroys it. So that's pretty cool. But either way, it's cool. It has a good use of the entire card. Drill Beak. Drill Beak offline. Enhanced propulsion. Offline. All right, now he's got a bunch of other upgrades. Aja Ventress, probably butchered that. We have Proton Cannon Battery. It looks like we got 3 of those. Novice Technician. I think Javas know what they're doing. Seasoned Navigator. Agile Gunner. Hotshot Gunner. Look at that Wookiee work. Corsair Crew. And looks like got 2 of those. Bombardment Specialists. Comms Team. Damage Control Team. Droid Crew. Got 2 of those. Gunnery Specialists. Ordnance Team. Sensor Experts. Tractor Technicians. Not farm equipment, but for the tractor beam. You got a lot of those. You got 3 of those because, you know, we got a lot of tentacles. Adaptive Shields. Those that do not adapt to the blaster fire are broken by blaster fire. Boosted Scanners. Optimized Power Core. Power Core. Tabana Reserves. Or Tabana. Grappler. That's the title. Unique ship. Nautilon's Revenge. Another title. Neimoidian Grasp. Another title. It's got some extra hull. That's interesting. Oh no, mine is 2 hull. And we got Trident. Tried and true. Okay, whatever. So that is all the cards. That's actually a pretty cool menacing shot. That picture of the... That's pretty cool. Alright, so that is all the cards. What I got left now are the rules. So I'm not going to get into the minutia. I'm just going to see what's new. Again, they gave you a huge ship core book that talks about the rules reference for how to play huge ship, how to build a ship, rules for ship, how to ship a ship, how to use the dials, all the jazz. And you also get a damage deck. So like I said, if you get the Tridents, I don't think you need the Epic Ship expansion. You only need that if you have the conversion kit, because the conversion kit updated all of the tokens and stats for the ships, but didn't give you the new rules for the game. But this one looks like it does. All right. Then here, this is the new stuff that this expansion specifically adds. So for new rules, there's limited 2 and 3. It adds purple actions, but those were in 1.0 before. So its action's unique to just a huge ship. There's rules for how to do remote stuff, like the torpedoes. Tells you how to put stuff together. Then there's the battle, the campaign, Leviathan Hunt. That's 1 to 4 players. So this adds not only another campaign you can do with huge ships, but it's cooperative play or even solo play. And solo play is new to the game. Which, honestly, it's something that could have done a long time ago. All you need to have is a deck of AI cards. It's not too hard to make AI in games anymore. You just mimic what's a general action that you want the opponent to do. So that's cool. So that means in the future I could do a stream trying to hunt down this Leviathan, which is cool. And it looks like there's also one called Rising Tide, which is head-to-head or team battles. Cool. Well, that is the Trident in a nutshell. I got some more final glamour shots. This bad boy, since we got more lighting. Get close in to see what it looks like. It just wants to make other ship friends. All right. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I definitely have enjoyed. I'm gonna enjoy playing with this in the future because it's just a fun toy. And to experience fighting it, see what it's all about, how it plays. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw on twitch.tv/Ismortah or on YouTube at Shadow Balance. Again, this is Ismortah, and I'll catch you next time.